Okay, let's turn our attention to the US now, where the trade deficit there widened at its fastest rate for 10 months in the month of March. And perhaps important to remind ourselves, a rising trade deficit slows a nation's growth. It means basically that the country is spending more on foreign-made products than it is taking from the sales of US-made goods, imports, exports, those kind of things. Let's talk to Michelle, who's on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. Michelle, yeah, so obviously not great news, but what's interesting, I think, and I think it's dumbfounded some analysts, is that exports to Europe hit a record high despite the Eurozone crisis.
And I think that's the big concern when you look at this number. You obviously saw the trade gap widening right now. Exports did well. The problem is that imports were substantially higher. And if you break down those exports, a lot of it was to Europe. People are concerned that if more European economies fall into recession, then the US isn't going to be able to keep up that pace of exports going forward, which means that maybe next month's number or the months ahead could look even weaker when it comes to the export front.
Absolutely. Let's just talk generally the markets. It's been a rough ride over there, as it has over here, of course. I think you've had 6 sessions in the red. What are we expecting and what is the focus today?
Well, we have had 6 sessions in the red. I'm pleased to say right now the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up around 54 points and the S&P 500 also up just shy of 0.5%. I don't know how long they'll be able to keep on to those gains. Part of what's moving the markets in the green for a change, Aaron, is the fact that we've had weekly jobless figures which were slightly better than expected. Now, the reason that people are paying so much attention to weekly unemployment claims is because we had this weak monthly jobs report which sort of spooked investors into thinking perhaps the recovery that we've been seeing in the jobs market was beginning to falter. Now people are taking a heart from this data, saying that, well, if fewer people are claiming for uninsurance benefits, maybe things aren't so bad after all.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep eyes on those as well. Michelle, great stuff. We'll talk to you very soon. Michelle Fleury joining us from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. This is what Wall Street, just as Michelle was saying, what we're seeing over there. European markets, well, they started in the red. We saw a tick up in the last couple of hours. They remain higher, but of course, all eyes on Spain and the government, what they're going to announce with these banking reforms tomorrow. Greece also in the headlines. That's it. Sport Today up next. See you soon.